We're going live tonight from the Philippines. I'm in Iloilo, Philippines. We're going to talk about different things, and we're going to talk to people that come into the chat and see what's up. Now, there's other people live right now that are good friends of mine, and I don't want to take anything away from any of them. Jenny Lynn's channel, she's live right now. I saw that, and I was planning on going live anyway, but I'm not in any fashion, form, or form trying to take away from her channel. So if you watch Jenny Lynn, go over there and watch her. And if you don't, go check her out. She's live right now, Jenny Lynn's channel. We're trying to build up her channel. James and Karen are also. And support her. She's a school teacher here in the Philippines. And I consider her a friend. And, you know, all the people out there who have caused problems and try to make something out of something that's not, that's, you know, and that may have caused problems for her. Shame on you for doing that. Wish you hadn't done that. And but it's all good, you know. I'll stay away from there, and because I don't want her to have issues. I want her channel to grow, and it is growing. She's doing great, and I predicted that she would do great, and it's all good. Daniel Edmonds, big boy Colonel. Yeah, my stomach's big. You know, I don't know about everything else. I just want to make sure my head don't get big, you know. It's hard to put the shirts on. But welcome, Daniel. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Hello there, brother. And we're just going to talk about different things. I went today to help a brother out because that's what brothers do. And I went to help out Bellis. So Bellis is going to have some new toys coming up. New tools. They're tools, but I call them toys. And yeah, I'm good there, Daniel. It's just sitting here in Iloilo. But look, folks, so you know where I went today. Yeah, see? DJI. That's the DJI store. And I picked up Brother Bellis some new things. Look at that. Look at that. That's the DJI Osmo Action 6 camera. So Bellis can make some good long form videos, and you know, because he's always compete. He says that we're competing. We're not, but if he wants to compete, I'm going to help him do it. And then we picked him up some mics so that he could have. And this is the newest DJI, the Mic 3. I have the Mic 2. I'm trying to talk him out of this one, but he didn't go. I might just have to go buy him for me. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that next month when I got some more free money. But anyway, we're good. Something. Excuse me. Something fell down. Excuse me 1 second. What happened there? Oh, I knocked something down. Whoa! What in the world? Uh-oh. What in the world? Hold on 1 second. That's kind of funny, man. Hold on a second. There we go. Yeah, let's do it back. There we go. That's stupid. Let me unplug. There we go. My gimbal didn't like that I had the charger plugged into the phone. So, Daniel, he says, nice, I want this one. You're talking about the camera? Yeah, that's the DJI Osmo Action 6. It's a nice camera. And I just happen to have one right here. And yeah, I like this little bit. I saw James and Karen, they had the 5. I was like, you know, I should have got that instead of this one, the Insta360. And the Insta360, like I said, well, it does some cool stuff, but I'm not happy with it, you know? I'm not happy with certain features about it. Excuse me. Before it slides off the table. Okay, Dan, you got a camera. Yeah, save up your ducats, man. It ain't cheap. And Daniel says, I have one. Okay, cool. For your company, for buy this thing. You lost me there, Daniel. For your company, for buy this thing. I'm not sure what you're saying, Daniel. Explain that to me there, brother, because I don't get it. And where are you from? I'm from my mama. Where are you from? You know, how do you say it? Uquaba? Uquaba, I'm an American, if you can't tell by the messed up English accent that I have. I speak English in a, American mutt way. I'm originally from West Virginia. I've lived all over the U.S. and other parts of the world, lived in Germany. But I'm in the Philippines right now. I love life in the Philippines. See this behind me? Yeah, that's not a green screen. That's just a wall hanging. But I like to be out on the beach, and that's what it is. I don't understand what you're trying to say there, you Quabba, but keep making comments. And oh, you're living in the U.S. illegally. Okay, that's up to you, dude. Um, you know, I wouldn't go broadcasting that, but that's up to you. I think you're trying to get a response out of me, and it just doesn't work, man. I've been doing this for too long, and I've been dealing with people like you for too long. But keep on making comments. That helps out the algorithm. And go and hit the thumbs up there, you Quabba, while you're at it. You know, help a person out. I'm not gonna call you brother because I don't know you. I don't know you. I'm old enough. I'm old enough. There's 7 people in here. I appreciate all you being in here. Hit that thumbs up if you don't mind, if it's not too much trouble. Thank you, like I like to say, for taking time out of your valuable day. Your time is valuable, just like mine is. I appreciate you taking some time out of your valuable time in the day to watch the Colonels Chronicles. And we get to see comments like you, Quava. You know, whatever, dude, man. You got to do better than that, man. I've been up all day. I didn't just wake up in the morning, okay? I've been up all day, so I'm ready. Uh-oh, the comments are going fast and furious. I got to catch up. Daniel, a little expensive, yes. From Otto for wireless and USB charger, too. Yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap, Daniel, but you get what you pay for. The technology that, I mean, DJI's been doing this for a minute. And I'm not trying to do an advertisement for them because they're not sponsoring me and they're not paying me, but their stuff seems to be good. And man, I feel like a bug in my ear or something. But anyway, Michael. Hey, Michael, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming over. Good evening, Mr. Colonel. And listen, folks, too, if you're over on Jenny Lynn's channel, keep supporting Jenny Lynn. You don't. I mean, I appreciate you coming over here, but I'm not trying to take from her channel, okay? So if you're enjoying watching her, go back over there and enjoy watching her, help her out. Now, I need some watch hours, I'm not going to lie, but it's not typically not my habit to get on here and beg people for things and beg for all the stuff that people beg for on YouTube. I'm just not doing it. When my channel grows, it's because of the kindness of y'all's hearts, and you guys help me out, and I appreciate it, but I don't pressure anybody. We're not passing the hat in the church, okay? You know what I'm saying? And but anyway, okay, where are we at? Daniel, I have one for my own it. I have one. Okay, Daniel, you got one. Okay. Darren Bartholomew's in the house. Hey, Darren, welcome. Hey there, Colonel. Darren, happy you're here, man. Max, like, hello, how are you? I'm just fine. Yeah, what kind of, hold on, I gotta look closer. Oh, that's just a smile, laughing face, okay. I can't see those small emojis. And, oh, look, Uquaba stuck around because he's still trying to figure something out. But, you know, things like my personal information or Uquaba, that's on a need-to-know basis. And you don't have a need to know there, my friend. So keep asking, though. Keep asking. You type that in there as many times as you can. It's going to help me out. But anyway, I was talking about, I bought a couple DJI items for Bellis. Now, I didn't buy them for him. He's going to reimburse me, I hope. And because those things ain't cheap. But anyway, just trying to help him out because over where he's at, it's a little bit harder to get it. And this way, he could get it quicker and it just all works out. He'll have some better equipment than what he has, and so I mean that's what friends are for, man. That's what friends do. That's what brothers do. They help each other out. Daniel Edmonds, yes. Same time I have looked because find cheap or expensive. Them I pay it now. Much for in shop. It lot things I keep it for. Wow, very good. You have same this well. Well, Daniel, I think you're speaking the text. That's what Bellis does. I'm not. I think you're saying something. I think you're doing a compliment there, Daniel. So thank you. And yeah, we have this. I think you're saying we have the same equipment, and yeah, it's expensive. And yeah, but you like it. You said you have for a while and you kept it and you like it. Yeah, I haven't used my drone yet. You know, just here in the house testing it out, but haven't used it. I was supposed to go on a little trip this morning, but I got a strange phone call last night uh, from James and Karen. I didn't really get it, but evidently we had a little snafu and we didn't make our trip today. So it's all good. So I'm still here in Iloilo. I was supposed to be up there in Ackland today, somewhere up there, and it didn't happen. So maybe we'll do that another time. And over on the 8th, they're supposed to be heading over to Canadian Beaver. I'm heading up from Iloilo to Canadian Beaver for the little expat get together. I haven't been one of these things or something like this in a long time. They have expat get-togethers here in Iloilo all the time, and I went to a few of them, met some people. I met my friend Mark the first time, but generally I'm an introvert and I don't go to those things. It's just not my thing. Sit around with a bunch of foreigners and talk, but I'll do it, and I've done it. I did it at the Canadian Beaver when they had their anniversary and party, and that's how I met James and Karen. Now I'd seen them online. Excuse me, I gotta adjust my seat here. I'd seen them online, and so I knew of them, but I got to meet them there and talk to them at Canadian. We talked. James and I talked for quite a bit. We got a lot. You know, we think a lot alike about a lot of things, and there's some things we don't, but that's all good. But I enjoyed meeting them, became friends. You know, as time went on, become really close friends with them, and I appreciate them as people, and I appreciate them as helpers. And we're all learning and going through this YouTube thing together. And people can say what they want about having friends on YouTube and say what they want about the drama, but we're trying to, you know, muddle through and do what we got to do. You know, everybody asks, are you monetized? No, I'm not monetized. I will be someday, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Now, old brother Bellis, he's going to get it really quick because he's been doing everything that he can to do, you know, to get ahead in the game and to get monetized with, and that's all good. I'm too lazy, I think, to do all that, you know. Maybe someday, but for right now, I'm just, you know, what's wrong? Puttering along. I'm just puttering along, creeping along, doing my thing. And hold on a second, somebody's trying to call me. Can you still hear me, folks? I don't know if you can hear me or not. Let me know if you can still hear me or if that phone call turned off messed up my live stream. Let's see, William Roseboom, Uquaba, he can't remember. Nah, William, Uquaba was just trying to bait me and trying to, you know, engage me in nonsense talk. But I was letting him go because I just wasn't acknowledging it. Michael says, the Insta360 seems good when you motovlog. It's good, but the battery doesn't last very long, okay? And the memory doesn't last it uses a memory card. The DJIs have internal memory plus a memory card. So the Insta360, while it does some interesting things, play with that clothespin again. While it does interesting things, it has some drawbacks and it has some limitations. And the DJI overcomes some of those limitations. But this one, like the Osmo Action 6, this doesn't do 360. Now DJI does have a 360 camera, and I can't comment on it because I've never used it. Let me catch up with these comments here. Yeah, hold on a second. There we go. Daniel, I don't have for the laptop for a long time, and mine, my Wi-Fi, the old one, G5 not enough. If I have to buy one, I can change it. I don't have time, it's very hard. I have Wi-Fi, look for work, then she texts me. Man, Daniel, I've gotten about half of that, brother. You know, I'm trying to read through. I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say there, man. Okay, Michael, thank you. You hear me? I appreciate that. I got a phone call from Mark. He must have known I was talking about him. He doesn't know I'm live right now. I had a phone call from him, and sometimes phone calls messes up. Okay, there's 5 people in here. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. And we were talking about the DJI and whatnot, and then well, I moved on to something else, but I should have wrote it down. I forgot what I was talking about now, or what I was going to talk about. But yeah. Oh, we're talking about traveling. So on the 8th, the Colonel will be up in Rojas City, Bye Bye Beach, going to the Canadian Beaver expat get together, and I'm going to spend the night up there at an unnamed hotel in case somebody's looking for me. And anyway, if you come up there, make sure you look for me, say hello. I might give you a sticker if I remember to take them. But yeah, make sure you say hello to the Colonel. I appreciate that. Went and had coffee yesterday with a guy that I had met in the mall. He just came up to me, and I told the story for you. Introduced him. He said, "You asked who I was, and you're the Colonel." I'm like, "Yeah." And then he said, "Oh, I watch you all the time." I said, "Man, I really appreciate that. I really do." And we went out and got something to eat at Rib Shack yesterday, and then got some coffee afterwards. And we just had a good time of talking about life, and he didn't want to be on the camera, and that's fine. I wanted to take a little bit of video and talk about him, but he's got a child on the way. He's older than I am, and he's got a young wife, and she's pregnant, about 5 months along, and just a great little family he's got going there. I can't remember how many years he's been over here, but yeah, just a good guy. I had a good time with that. So I appreciate that. And I had another guy over by Mark's Point. He came up. We got to talking, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I met James and Karen. I know James and Karen." I'm like, "Well, maybe you know me." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, I know who you are." And we got to talking and whatnot, and then he messaged me. A nice fella from Canada. And so this YouTube thing, it kind of grows legs. You started out. I started out as just kind of as a joke and just for fun and see what would happen. I didn't know it was going to involve some of the stuff that it's involved, and that it would grow legs and get crazy. And it's almost getting my channel. I appreciate everybody. My channel is, it's growing slowly, but the growth in some areas is phenomenal as far as I'm concerned. I'm just like, I'm not doing anything, and it's just going. It's starting to take on a life of its own, and doing its own thing. And it's not because of me. It's because of you guys. It's because each and every one of you that come on these live streams or whatever, and you press that thumbs up, or you subscribe or whatever you do, or you talk, "Hey, check this out," or you share it. All that stuff that makes the Colonels Chronicles just get bigger and bigger. And I never expected that. I just did that. I wanted to tell my story so that someday when I'm gone, my kids might stumble onto these videos, kind of like I stumbled on a video on the internet about my father that I didn't know existed. I never knew it existed, but I watched it, and what a blessing this interview. See my dad talk about things that he never talked to us about his experiences in Vietnam. But this guy interviewed him, and he opened up and he shared stuff that he would have never shared to most people. I don't know why he did then. Maybe he thought because he was near the end of his life. I don't know. So my dad had a lot of health issues. So I don't know. Let's see who we got in here. I'm sorry, I got to get close. Sam Holly, Salmon Holly. Who me, Sam? I like you. Okay. Bella's. Hey, brother Bellis, your ears must have burned. We were just talking about you. Hey, thanks for the purchase, brother. Yeah, I just told him about that, Bellis. I don't know if you saw it or not. And I showed him up on the screen and said, we're trying to hook you up, and I hope you actually do pay me for it. And I'm just messing with you, man. But yeah, and we're trying to help you out. And I told him that's what friends and brothers do, man. We help each other out. And this was just an easy way for you to get this camera and these mics. I'm jealous about the mics. I might have to go buy them, sell my old ones and buy this new one because they're smaller. The mic 3 is smaller than the mic 2. The mic 2 is almost double the length. And when you put it on your shirt or whatever, it weighs it down and it's heavy. I'm hoping that the mic 2 doesn't do that when you put it on. You have to put it on with a magnet. Now see the mic 3, the mic 2 now has a clip and a magnet. These, I think, just have the magnet. So that, it's a give and take on some of these products. Manila Gorilla's in the house. Hey, Colonel. But anyway, people, too, check out Bella's. Like I was telling you guys earlier. Hold on, Bella. Let me see if I hook you up here. I was telling people, you're so close to getting monetized. And You know, he's like, now I want to make a joke and say he's paying people to help himself get monetized, but that's a joke, folks. He's not doing that. And but yeah, he's like, man, he's like banging his head against the wall, dancing a jig, doing everything he can to try to get monetized here on YouTube. And let's hope that they help a brother out and they help him with that. And he's so close. He's just a, I almost said something I should have said, but he's this close, man. He's really, really close. So, I mean, some prison language almost came out there, folks. I'm sorry. I almost said something we would have said in prison. But Manila Gorilla, how are things down there in Guam? How's the weather down there? Is it raining? We had a good day here in Iloilo. We had some rain clouds come in and everything, but I got home before any rain came down. If it did rain, I didn't hear it, and it was just probably a few drops. But it's been cooler here. It's been great, which is a good thing, because the real hot weather's coming. Let's see. Bella says, well, you doing the conversations, that's what grows you. We like when you don't like the service. That don't make any sense, Bellis, and I read it verbatim, what you typed in there, or you spoke to text again, man. I wish you'd learn how to write and read and write, man. Well, you doing the conversations, that's what grows you. We like when you don't like the service. What are you talking about, man? I don't. The first part I understand. The second part I have no idea what you said or what you're trying to say. Nope, I will pay you. I know you'll pay me, Bells. That was a joke, man. Oh my goodness! Look at this youngster in the house. Look at that. What's up, Colonel from Rockalo? Yo, Rock. What it be like, brother? I hope Jazz is treating you right, which I know she is. You're lucky, man. There's a lot of people, Rock. They hate on you on your live stream and stuff, but you know what it is? They want to live vicariously through you, my friend. They're just jealous, and they want to live vicariously through you because they see baby Jazz there, and they're like, man, how do you do that? All they got to do is come over here and they'll figure it out. It ain't that hard to figure out how to do this stuff. Okay, man, from Vietnam. Vietnam, hello. Yo, I lived right over there in Thailand, not too far from Vietnam. And my dad kept telling me to go to Vietnam and check out different areas. He wanted me to go check out Vung Tau because that's one of the places that when he took a break, he went to. And it's beautiful. Some of the most beautiful beaches. Now, granted, guys have just sent me videos, sent me pictures, and I played this game. I had a Vietnamese guy on our group, and he sent pictures of the beach, and man, they were stunningly beautiful. I mean, they make Boracay look like a dump. And no offense against Boracay, because Boracay is beautiful, but the beach that this guy, the video he sent me, the beach there in Vietnam, oh my goodness! It was incredible. White sand like at Pensacola, Florida. If anybody's ever seen the sand in Pensacola, that stuff's amazing. It's like powder, and it's bleach white. It's just amazing. I remember the first time I saw it, we went on vacation. I think we were living in Texas, and we went over there to visit some friends there at Pensacola, and I'd never seen sand that white before, because I'd been living up in Ocean City, Maryland, Ocean City, New Jersey. Come on now. It doesn't even compare to what's over there on the Gulf. Even down in Naples, Florida, it's beautiful, but yeah, Vietnam is incredibly beautiful. So welcome if you're in Vietnam. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name correctly. Minh Tu. I'm sorry for that, man. I'm doing my best. I don't speak Vietnamese. I can speak some Thai. Pom pu Thai Dai Nit Noi. But I don't speak Vietnamese. Manila Gorilla. Yeah, hot as balls. Had a solid week of rain. There you go. So it must be humid down there. Bellis is back. I think the biggest challenge for us is, I think that's supposed to be, is being a single YouTuber to film ourselves during the shot. They don't just want you voice for me anyway. Bellis, you're onto something here, and here's the trick. I know you don't like me telling you anything about YouTube because you were doing it long before I was doing it. But that's why you need a helper, man. Like, if you watch James and Karen, Karen's holding that camera, or James is holding that camera while he's filming her, or she's holding the camera while filming him. So you just got to get a helper. You got plenty of help there on the mountain. You just got to get one of them, or if you want to support him, pay him to be your camera person, cameraman or camera girl. Oh, well, I know the camera girl part won't work, but the cameraman, and there you go. You got somebody to hold the camera for you. Then you can stand in front of the camera. That's the trick, brother. Just try, because today I was doing it earlier, trying to hold it myself, and it's cumbersome, but it's the same if you're using the phone. And I got it down with my phone, but I tried to use the camera today with the extendable stick and whatnot. And I don't have it down yet. I don't even know if I was in the frame, because after a little while the video screen goes off, so you can't see what it's filming. But when I go back and review it, I'll know, if I need to delete it or not. We'll see what happens. Hey, laughing at himself. Oh, look, it's Toyota must be back from being timed out, or he changed his name. All right. Speaking of, what's the news with your pursuit, Manila Gorilla? The news is I'm not here for telling. Not ready to tell yet. Not ready to tell. We're having long conversations and sometimes disagreements, but that's all part of growth in a relationship. Working things out. So we're progressing. We're progressing. She didn't drop me like a hot potato yet. I thought she was a couple times, but I'm still hanging on. Rockalo Colonel, always speaking facts. They hate us because they ain't us. Dude, spoken like a true, I was going to say true patriot, but Rock is right. They hate over here in the Philippines. You move to the Philippines, either retired or like Rock did, he's able to support himself at a young age and come over here, retire at a young age, whatever. Rock, I don't want to get into your business. But, they hate on him because he's young. I think Rock's like 40 years old, even though he looks like he's 55. Now, Rock, I'm just kidding, man. Gotcha. But I call Rock and Jack, I call them youngsters. And I'm not that old, but I feel old sometimes, And Bellis and I had this discussion because I'm a baby boomer. So I got to carry on like the baby boomers, sometimes. But sometimes when I'm around Rock and Jazz, I feel young again, man. Those two crack me up and they make me feel like a little kid. And sometimes I get out of character and I got to pull myself back, and remember that I'm the Colonel, And but anyway, he's exactly right. They hate us because they ain't us. And that's the, wait, that sounded like you said ain't us. Ain't us. Rock, you set me up, brother. You set me up. We ain't us. but yeah, I was saying to him, and he's agreeing with me there, is that now Rock, I'm going to say it again, they're living vicariously through him, man. Now, I've had people say that to me before, like when I was in Thailand and stuff. Man, I want to live vicariously through you. I want to live the life you're living. Well, it's not a big trick. It's not a big trick to have this life here in the Philippines, or earlier when I was in Thailand. I mean, one of the first things you got to do, of course, you got to have the means to do it, but it's cheaper over here than in the U.S. But one of the biggest hurdles, I think, for people when they want to move to a foreign country, where it's here or whatever, is letting go of your personal possessions. A lot of people, they can't let go. And they want to go back and forth. Well, I got to go back because it's my house. I got to go back and take care of this. I got to back. I said to myself, man, I don't want any part of that. I got rid of everything. Now, there's some drawbacks to that, too. Like if you get rid of your house and you don't have a residence or a family to live, there's some drawbacks. But I was like Cortez. I'm like, I'm going to Thailand. I'm burning these bridges because I'm not going back to the U.S., And this isn't bragging. This is just a fact. I've been back to the U.S. 3 times since I left. 11 and a half, going on pretty close to 12 years. 11 and a half years. But anyway, my thing is, people have trouble letting go of personal possessions. And once you get it through your head and you realize, hey, things are just things. They might bring you some temporal happiness, but they're not going to bring you real joy. You know, you might have fun using them for a little while, but after a while that goes away, and then it's okay, on to the next thing. You know, what's the next thing that I'm going to have fun doing? Or you might have a hobby that you enjoy, and maybe you're not like that. But I came to the realization that things are things, and things are not what's most important in life. What's most important in life is in here: your spiritual life, your mental life, and your physical life. You know, those are three areas that you got to make sure that they're right. If they're not right, you're gonna have problems. And the same thing in relationships. So I say, 3 different areas you got to connect with the person that you're dating, or that you want to be married to, or whatever. Because if you don't, even if it's just one of those areas, you're gonna have issues. And then you're gonna have to figure out, okay, how do you work through that issue? Because remember, folks, there's no divorce in the Philippines. Yeah, there's annulment, but no divorce. So anyway, my hair must be growing in. Head's itching again. And, you know, I thought about, just to prove a point, I've been thinking about letting my hair grow, because everybody thinks that I'm bald, that I don't have hair, and I do. And I thought about it. Was it this morning? Last night? I thought about, you know, I'm just going to let it grow so people can see I actually do have hair. I just don't like the way I look. But then I got in there, and I'm like, in the CR, I'm like, no, I'm shaving it. I shaved it all off. But it actually grows pretty quick, too quick. You know, I got to shave like every other day because it's annoying. Anyway, let me catch up here. I got off on a tangent. Manila Gorilla, you got me off on that, asking about a woman, but that's okay. Oh no, I passed that, and I was only talking about Rock. Rock, thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate it, man. And you're speaking facts too, man. I always tell people, why don't be talking like. Look, I'm speaking the truth in love. I'm speaking the truth in love. You don't have to like it, but I'm not saying it to be hateful. I'm just saying it because it's true. You speaking grows you. When you're at fast food and service sucks and you speak up, it grows you for telling the truth, not candy coating it. Well, you know me, Bellas. Do I ever candy coat anything, man? You know, you and I have had some heated discussions, and like we're ready to throttle each other, but yeah, we ain't here for sugarcoating it. And you know what I always say to you? You talk. Well, I'm not gonna say it. I won't say that on here. But yeah, Bellas and I, man, we go at it sometimes. We don't. There ain't a whole lot we do agree on this. No, actually, we agree on fundamentally. We agree on things, but the way to get to a certain end, we don't always agree on it. You know, and I try to give him advice, and he never listens, but it's okay. Well, he listens. He just ignores it. Beautiful cowboy, go horse. I don't know, Daniel. You're scaring me, man. I don't get some of this stuff. I guess I'm just slow. I'm missing stuff. Manila Gorilla says, I've rinsed probably every metric ton of that stuff out of my crack. You talking about that white sand, that powder. I tell you what, down there in Pensacola, once that sticks to you, it sticks to you, don't it? And God bless you if you get it in your crack. Now, let's not talk about crack, but I'm just saying. I know what you're talking about, man. Grind in silence because nobody cares about your story until you win. Well, I hear you, Toyota. There's some wisdom to that. And sometimes we should just grind in silence anyway. And even if you win, sometimes people don't care. Look, and we're not getting into politics, but look at Donald Trump. Everybody wanted to be Donald Trump's friend, wanted to have him around, and wanted to be getting photos with him and be his best buddy and everything, until he came down the escalator and said, I want to be president. Oh no, we can't have that. Oh no. People are they're finicky, and yeah, I won't even get into that. But it's a good example. When he won, then it's like, oh, and well, he won because he got to the top, because people were gauging fame based on money, and importance based on money. Lessons to be learned there. I think I got that all twisted up. But anyway, somebody will figure out what I was trying to say and clear it up for me. Bella says, yeah, no to Cam Girl. Oh, of course, Bellas. Don't make me hide you, Bellas. Bellas threatened to hide me. I think he already did. I'm not allowed to go on his live stream. But, and I heard him threatening people the other day on his live stream, saying he was going to hide people that don't, he's big brother and he wants everybody to speak like he does and say everything he says and totally agree with him. Otherwise, he's going to hide you. That's what he said. But I'm sorry, man. I ain't Winston. I'm not out of the book of 1984. Just like Bellis told me, I'm going to say what I want to say, brother. Ain't nobody, if I want to cuss, if I want to do that, I'm going to cuss. That's how I talk. I'm going to do it. You can take your family-friendly channel and you can, yeah, he didn't say that, but you get the gist. Bellis, I love him. He cracks me up, but anyway, yeah. I ain't going to hide you, man. I ain't going to do you like you did me. It's okay. Daniel Evans. Later. Okay, thank you for explaining. Sounds good. Well, Daniel, I didn't understand a lot of what you were saying, man. And I'm sorry for that. Apologize for that. Bellas, yay, go Cowboy. Let me check something, folks. I think I messed something up here. Just give me a second. No, I did it correctly. Okay, we're good. I thought I messed up my chat there. Yeah, Bellis is a cowboy from Wyoming with an Amish hat. Manila Gorilla, she's not AI, right? Manila, man, that ain't right, man. Come on now, give the Colonel a little bit of credit. Probably be less argument if she was AI, But no, she's not AI. She's the real deal, and Bellis don't like her, but it's okay. And I think I ain't even gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that to you, Bellis, but yeah, he don't like her, and he keeps telling me to run away. But everybody's different, and everybody falls in love with people for different reasons. Like I may not like your wife, whoever you are out there, or your husband. I may not like them. And I might like somebody else, but you may think that they're awful, the person I like. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes sometimes. But it doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean that your spouse is a bad spouse, Just because I don't like them, that don't mean nothing if I don't like them. That's my opinion. Everybody's got opinions, They're like the planet Uranus. Everybody's got. Oh, never mind. That didn't come out right. Let's see. Dan says, girls say to you, good cowboy for Bellis. Be raised. I don't know. I'm having, you know what, Daniel? I don't usually have any issues or any problems understanding what you're saying, but tonight for some reason, maybe I'm getting like Bellis, man. I'm dyslexic all of a sudden. I don't know. I'm starting to feel like I can't read. Success isn't permanent. Failure isn't final. Never stop working after success. Never stop trying after failure. That's a mouthful, but you're right on the money. Rockaloo, Rock is laughing. Rock, you make me laugh all the time, dude. You seen that there in Elo, man. You guys had me cracking up, man. I about fell out a couple times. Hello from Oregon. That's Lowell Matheson. Lowell, I love that picture of that castle, man. That was great, man. I appreciate you sending that to me. And God bless from Lowell. Thank you, Lowell. Appreciate that. Manila Gorilla, that's what you get for letting the jarhead in your live. I think he's talking to Bellis. Bellis ain't no jarhead, man. Bellis, he's militia. And, yeah, I'll let him tell his story. I ain't going to try. Because if I tell it, I'm going to tell it my way, and he's going to get mad. But anyway. Bellis, it takes all people to make the world go round, even people who can't spell for crap. I'm a good talker, Ellen. Yeah, you a good talker, all right, brother. Because you sure talk a lot of that doo-doo. People don't even know, man. They don't even know some of the stuff some of the stuff he comes up with. I'm just like shaking my head, scratching my head. I'm just like, what the heck is he talking about, man? But that's Bellis. That's what he is. You either love him or you hate him. It's like rock and jazz. You either love him or you hate him. I don't think there's any in between on those youngsters. But you know what? They rocking and rolling. They doing their own thing. They were up there in Boracay. I think they're back in Rojas City now. And Rock, hope I get to see you over there. I'm going to be there on the 8th, man. Staying overnight till the 9th. Get to see you, great. If not, I understand. Y'all are busy. And Rock and Jazz, they in high demand, man. They're like celebrities over there, I think. Not sure. I'm like a two-person celebrity now. I've had 2 people come up and talk to me. I love it, man. It was great. I didn't expect it, but I made new friends. I told you I went to eat with this guy, and I bought him a cup of coffee afterwards, and I mean it was great, man. I don't know this dude from Adam, but he was so kind. He came up and talked to me a lot of things, and talking to me about Filipino women, and I had to educate him that, hey, man, I spent 9.5 years in Thailand. They just like the women here, and then I've had a couple of relationships here that didn't go too well. So I'm well versed on the intricacies of failure with Southeast Asian women. Ain't my first rodeo. That doesn't mean I won't make the same mistake. I might, but it's all good. I still think they're great women, and I don't have anything bad to say about that. Because why? I mean, why do men come in here looking for wives? If the women are so awful, why do you keep coming here, foreigners? They want to get on some of these podcasts. They want to just badmouth Filipino women or talk bad about Thai women or whatever. And I can do my share of that. Excuse me, I got stuff in my eye. But we can talk bad all we want, but we're still here, aren't we? And they're still coming over here looking for women. Some of them looking for women of ill repute. And if that's what you're looking for, that's what you're going to get. And then others that are looking for women of higher moral character, a traditional woman who's going to take care of them, take care of their house, maybe have children with them, help raise the children in a proper manner. Isn't that, that's what people want. So all of you that talk bad, and there's certain YouTubers out there talking bad and showing the bad side of, yeah, that's out there. And if you want to see it, you want to find it, oh, you're dang sure going to see it and find it. I could do the same thing in America. You know what I'm saying? I could go to certain parts of certain cities, sometimes not even in the cities, and I can show you things that'll make your toes curl, and you'll be like, whoa, I didn't know they did. Yeah. But we want to talk about Southeast Asian countries like that, and like it's some new phenomenon, or it's something that, like, can you believe that? Well, let me take you to parts of Philadelphia and make you say, can you believe that? And if Philly in the Philippines, Brian, you watching? He's from Philly. Yeah. Go over there to Kensington. There's somebody that looks like me, and see what happens. Come on now. It's the same in every country you go to. It's not different. We like to talk about it's different. Oh, and this, because we're used to what we had. But people are people, no matter where you go. Let's see. Hold on now. Oh, yeah, Rocco just got home today. Okay, Rock. Thanks for sharing, brother. To dare to be different. It's easy to stand in the crowd, but it takes courage to stand alone. Man, Tori, I've stood alone so much it ain't even funny, man. I stand alone against Bellis all the time because I ain't scared of him like everybody else is. I'm digging at Bellis because he ain't on here to defend himself. He'll get me later. He'll get me later when I'm not even watching. At least I'm doing it while he's watching. Trust me, I have plenty of money and I know how to use it. Oh, wait, that's not what it says. Trust me, I have plenty of haters already before you too. Now it's crazy train. Ain't that the truth, Bellas? And sometimes you get haters just because you're a friend with somebody else. And that's the messed up part. And I'm the same, man. Bellas, he loves some of these dudes that I absolutely can't stand. And up to him, man. That's his choice. Whatever. But I don't have to agree with him. And I'm going to tell him he's wrong. That's just me. Colonel, message us when you get into town. Definitely want to meet up with you again. Hey, Rock, that's a deal, dude. Take that to the bank. Yeah, for sure. I'm coming up there sometime on the 8th. I tell you what, man, because that get together at the Canadian Beavers later in the day, maybe we get together for lunch or something before that, or I can hang out on the 9th. I was going to go back the very next day, but I can hang out a little bit. We'll make it happen, man. Make it happen. Bellis, the haters. Rock says, Bellis, the haters are just letting you know you're doing something right. Man, Rock, man, you had to compliment him, man. You had to compliment Bellis. Yeah, I dig at Bellis every chance I get because I'm trying to keep him humble. Because, Bellis, he's got that big hat. So sometimes I think he got to have a big head to fill that big Amish hat that he wears. And you just blew that. Man, I tell you what, that hat ain't gonna come off now. But Rock's exactly right. And Bells, I'm just digging at you, man. You know I'm joking. But yeah, haters let you know you're doing something right. Exactly. All right. Mini, Min, what is that? I can't read it. Min Jim, I support your journey. Okay, appreciate it. Rock's laughing. Michael, is that Michael C? Yes, it is. Michael C from Trace Marquez. Good evening, Colonel. Good evening, Mike. Michael C. Thanks for coming in. What's it like there in Cavite? Cavite, north of where Ray is. But I know Trace Martinez. I won't tell you why I know it, but I know it. There we go. I wish Panay Hart would come in here. I'd pin her down there at the bottom. But we're trying to get Bellis over the top. And really, I want to help Bellis so much. And I ain't going to tell you why. I ain't going to tell you why, but I hate to say it like this. But it's just the gosh honest truth, man. I got to help him get over the top so he'll stop whining and crying about it. I ain't never seen somebody, he's a grown man, whining and crying about something that he ain't controlling. But man, I ain't never seen a cowboy bellyache as much as this dude does about my watch hours and my tiddlywinks. They bounce the wrong way. And I tell you what, man, I need to help, folks. We need to help. We need to help Bellis as much as we can. Help him get over the top so the Colonel can get some good night's sleep, and I don't get woken up with a video call or whatnot with him belly aching about, how I got something more than he's got, and he got to catch up to me. I'm just being facetious. I'm being facetious, guy, but we do need to help. We do need help, and he does whine. Now he's gonna say he doesn't, but he sure does. I mean, he whines more than I do. I might do some once in a while, and he tells me that I'm full of it when I tell him I don't care, but I care to a point, but I don't care in the big picture. I really don't, I mean, I'm addicted to this stuff now, but I still to the point where I don't need it. Bellis doesn't need it, but he wants it for his workers. And so he has a goal there. But I just wish he'd reach that goal so he'll stop whining and belly aching about it. Oh my goodness, Bellis. And it's because I love you so much, brother. That's why I'm talking about it. But yeah, hop over there and help Bellis. I think most of the people in here are already helping you, Bellis, but let's get him over the top if we can. Good evening, yeah, Michael C. Very cool and windy. Yeah, it's a little bit cooler over here too. And I was riding a little rawhide, my little PG1, that Yamaha PG1. It weighs about, 50 pounds. I'm being facetious, it weighs more than that. But it's real lightweight, and the gust of wind come blowing across sideways. I tell you what, I thought I was going for a ride, and it wasn't going to be on that motorbike. I was going for a ride to the ground. It moved me. It moved the bike sideways. I was like, whoa, I got to get a hold of it. But I was like, okay, it's a lot windier than I thought. But that's here in Iloilo, Rock says, I think I need to meet Bellis one day. Oh, Rock, you love Bellis, man. Oh yeah, you'll get a kick out of him. Yep, you and Bellis will get along real well. Because Bellis he's a hoot to hang out with. I might not be allowed to hang out with him anymore, but he cracks me up, man. When he ain't cracking me up, and when he's not whining like a baby, I just have to. I just sit back and shake my head at the stuff that's coming out of his mouth, and I'm just like, this guy, man. I thought I could talk, and I thought I could, I could spin a yarn with the best of them. Man, I ain't got nothing on Bellis, man. That dude's something else. This, that, dude, that. And I'm like, where? That's right over there, man. Yeah. Okay, man. You say so, man. I don't know what you're smoking, but I want some of it. But yeah. Yeah, you'll enjoy Bellis, Rock. He's a good dude. Yep, he's a blast, all right. We won't go. I'll let you talk to him about whether he's a blast or not. He can tell you some. What did I do? He can tell you some stories. Oh, I think I got to the bottom. But anyway, and Bellis ain't saying nothing. Maybe I hurt his feelings. But listen, Bellis and I, we have our disagreements, but we help each other. I mean, I just went out on a limb and bought him this DJI stuff, man. Holy smokes, about broke my credit card on that to get that for him. But I'm joking. But that's the kind of stuff that friends do for people. And, uh, I can say 95% of the people in here, I'd do the same thing for them if I trusted you, which most of them I do. You know, I'd help Michael C. out in a heartbeat. Rock, yeah, I'd help Rock out in a heartbeat. He wouldn't even have to ask. And because I've met Rock in person, it makes a difference. There's some people here I don't know as well, but most of you, yeah. You see the Colonel, and you need something, and if it's within my means and I'm in a good mood, because I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I ain't in a good mood, man. What's that one dude, grumpy or what? That's me, I'm grumpy sometimes. Which reminds me of a little story. We'll go down this little rabbit trail. I was working in the prison, and working in a prison can tend to make you sour towards life and not happy with the rest of the world, and it can just make you like hate everybody, even your own family sometimes. That's not right, okay? But that's where you get sometimes, because there's some rough days at work. There's some days where you're laughing all day because that's all you can do to cope. But I was going through a patch. I think I was working in Philly at the detention center there in Philadelphia. I was going through a rough patch, and just a lot of negativity in my life at that point in my life. A lot of stuff that was family drama from my ex, or my soon-to-be ex, and a lot of stuff coming from her, and then at work, the stress at work and whatnot, because I had a lot of responsibility. And but we had Christmas, and I'm not lying. I'm not lying to you folks. I opened up my first gift from my kids or whatever. It was a coffee mug with Grumpy on it from Walt Disney, the Seven Dwarfs. It was Grumpy. And I liked Grumpy. I thought I could relate to Grumpy. So I thought, okay, I laughed. Yeah, hey, thanks, man. Because it was a big mug. I thought, oh, this is great. Put that down. Got to my next gift, and it's this big stuffed Grumpy, the character, to put on the bed like I play with dolls, But I'm like, okay, that's kind of, okay, that's cute, that's cool. Okay, Grumpy. All right, thanks, my family. Open up the next gift. It's a sweatshirt with Grumpy on it. Big letters, Grumpy. Now I'm starting to feel some sort of way. Because I'm like, look, Waters, this is the way this Christmas is going to go? You thought I was grumpy before? You ain't seen nothing yet. You going? And I told him, I said, all right, keep it on. If I open up one more gift and it says Grumpy on it, I said, you're going to see a new side of Grumpy you ain't never seen. Because I was starting to get into my feelings. And I think my wife, their mom, she machinated all that, because she was trying to send a message. And I should have kicked her out of the house then and there. Instead, I ended up being the one to leave and still pay for that stupid house. But, that's America. Hold on a second. I got to take a whiff of it. I tell you what, if you got allergies or anything like that, I bought this little thing in Thailand, but you can get them over here in the Philippines too. This little nasal inhaler thing. That's good stuff, man. But anyway, I think remember the old Vicks? If you're an American, they had the little Vicks inhalers. Well, same thing, but these are better. And it's got a bottom. I mean, it's got a top, and it's got a bottom too. And down in the bottom is where some liquid is, and I don't know what you do. Oh man, that smells good. That smells good. And anyway, I usually breathe this thing right before I go to sleep because I use a CPAP machine and I got all kinds of allergies and whatnot. And I'm like the Walking Dead almost. But anyway, yeah. So then I opened up the next gift. Man, I don't remember what it was, but it was a Grumpy something, either a sticker or something. Maybe it was the video. I don't know. Maybe it was snow. I don't know. But I slapped one off, man. I had to go leave the room because I didn't want to ruin Christmas for everybody else. Because I figured, y'all ruined it for me. But I'm not going to ruin it for you. I'm just going to go into the bedroom and I'll hibernate in there for a while, read a book or something. And yeah, I was hot that Christmas. And I told her, oh, you think that's funny, don't you? You thought that's funny? I said, you hurt my feelings. Because I might be this hard-hearted guy and whatnot, but I got feelings too, And oh, she pissed me off that year. Man, I was so tortured. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I wore that T-shirt, and I drank out of that coffee mug till the coffee mug broke, and the T-shirt wore, or the sweatshirt. It was a sweatshirt. I think it might have even been a hoodie till it wore out. You know, and oh, that's what it was. Maybe it was a hoodie or a sweatshirt, then a T-shirt or something. I don't know. Yeah, but it's like every gift had grumpy on it, and I was just like, you know what? Yeah. If I wasn't grumpy before, I dang sure grumpy now. But anyway, let me get you. Sorry I went down that rabbit trail, but that was just something that popped in my head there. Yeah, Rock. Okay. Yeah, make sure you bring a sticker when you come into town. Absolutely, Rock. I got you, man. I got you. Not a problem. Okay. Bellis is pinned down. His channel's pinned down at the bottom, folks. I think if you tap on that, it'll take you over to him. And please help him because my tissue box is getting low. And from him dabbing all his tears about his watch hours and everything. So let's get him over the top. And so that, if anything, we just don't have to hear it anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, God bless James and Karen. They don't ever complain, man. But maybe it's because I spent more time with Bells. That's probably why I'm not allowed to be there anymore. But anyway, yeah, maybe I just heard more of it because I was around him a lot longer. James and Karen just saw him for a little bit. And I'm just playing this up, Bellas. Hey, folks, half this stuff I'm saying about Bellas, it's not true. But I'm just digging at him because he digs at me all the time. I watch his live streams and I'm like, man, I can't believe that Joker just said that, man. That ain't the way it was, man. And I ain't that bad. I'm bad, but I ain't that bad. Come on, man. So I'm just, have a little saying, Bellas, what goes around comes around, my friend. But in my case, you ain't going to get all of it coming around to you. That's a good thing. That's the right thing. But anyway, I have fun with Bellas. So I'm at the bottom of the page. Let me take a drink. Hold on. Excuse me. I live alone, so I can drink out of this, okay? Now, somebody brought this up earlier. I might not always be living alone. But then again, I might always be living alone. And everybody wants to know about my girlfriend, or lack thereof. I'm not gay. And even if I was, why would you care? Okay? But, because that's my business. But I'm not. And yeah, I got somebody that I'm courting and I'm talking to. And yeah, like I said, if this all works out, like I said before, Rock, Jazz is going to have a new friend. And y'all can figure that out, what that means. If you can't figure that out, God bless you. But yeah, that way, I can go up there and holler at Rock, and she can holler at Jazz, and we're gonna each be in our element, even though I'm old enough to be his father. But just about, because my son's 38, and Rock, I think you're 40, so you're only a couple years older than my son. So you could have been one of my kids. Poor guy. I don't wish that on him. I tell my kids all the time, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what do you mean? I said, I'm so sorry that you got stuck with me as a dad. It could have been a lot better for you. I'm sorry. And I told my son, I'm sorry you look like me, man. My son, like from here down, yeah, from here down, looks spitting image of me. Now he got his mom's eyes, poor guy. Got his mom's eyes, and from here up, he kind of like more like his mother. And but from here down, he looks just like me, poor guy. Now he wears a beard, goatee, and mustache. Like when I was younger, I did too. I had a goatee and one. I'm just curious to see how old he's going to be when his beard turns white. I hope I'm still living, because mine turned white at a really young age. But maybe not, because I have a lot more stress than what he had. He's got 4 children, just like I had. 1 boy, and then he had 3 girls, exactly like me. I had 1 boy and then 3 girls. So you have that stress. But I had a lot more stress at work than what he had. He's an engineer, so he has some stress. But it's not the same as going into a federal penitentiary or federal prison and working. I'm sorry. You guys can say whatever you want. It ain't the same. Where are we at? Yeah, Rock said, yeah, heck yeah, we're waiting. I'm gonna be there, man. Lord willing. And the motorbike don't break down or anything. And I think James and Karen are coming over. and all the people from around there, and there may be some other people. I don't think Gino will go over. I don't know. He's got his own stuff going on, but we'll see. I do want to go up there and see Gino again and go fishing again. Um, but yeah, the last thing I've been to the now I've been to the Canadian Beaver since Michael relinquished control of it, but yeah, I won't go any more into that conversation. But I haven't been to one of their meetups, so this would be kind of like I went to their anniversary. I was saying this earlier, but I haven't gone to their. They have what is the second Sunday of every month. They have an expat meetup. Now I'm not into the drinking and partying and all that, but I'll go there and eat some food and hang out and talk to some people and meet some other expats, just because it's something different to do, and I'm not doing anything else, you know. But then on the well, I'm not going to go any further, but I'm going to travel again after that, and I'm not going to give up any of my secrets. I think Bella's put out there that I'm coming over his way, probably, because James and Karen are going over that way, and Brother Bella, I'm not sure on that yet, man. But I'll be coming over that way, but I'm not sure when. And as far as for what you got going on there, I got my own thing going on, and I'm just keeping that to myself. Let's see. Rock says last expat we went to was in August. Dang, man, it's been a minute then, ain't it? August, what is it? September, October, November, December, January. So it's been 6 months, man. You're more than welcome to go there. I mean, it might be too old of a crowd for you guys, us old expat, retired expats hanging around there at the Canadian Beaver, talking nonsense to each other and trying to outdo each other's stories. Half of them may be true, half of them might not be. Although all mine are true. I can guarantee it, all mine are true. Or at least most of it's true. Yeah. I tell some crazy stories, and people like, I know they're sitting back there like, nah, man, that didn't happen. And I'm here to tell you, yeah, it happened, and it happened the way I said it happened. Because I got no reason to make up a story. But because there's some crazy stuff that happens in America. Some of these people and there's crazy stuff that happens in Australia, crazy stuff that happens in New Zealand, and any other country, you know. For sure some crazy stuff happening in Europe, and happening now in Europe. But let's not go down the political spiral, because it's just going to get ugly. But yeah, so where was I going? Well, we're just over an hour. You know, I should stay on here, but I don't know if I'm feeling it now anymore. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say, and everybody's leaving, nobody's commenting. So, but if you're in here and you didn't hit that thumbs up, hit the thumbs up for me. I appreciate it. And Bellas, you still listening? I'll be over there soon, man. I don't know if I'm gonna see you, but I'll be over in Leyte soon. And then if we can swing it for the big announcement. If I'm invited, I'd like to be there for that. I don't know if I'm invited or not. But yeah, I'd like to be there with James and Karen for that. And but yeah, Rock's still there. Appreciate it, man. I hope Jazz is, she's probably sleeping, listening to me talking. But anyway, that's about all I got, man. I'm kind of all talked out, and I've only been on here for an hour. That one live stream, I went for over 2 hours. I didn't think I could do it, but I was still talking, and I was just like, holy smokes. But right now I'm in my own house, living out of a backpack. And you ask why? Because I was supposed to go somewhere today. I'm just too lazy to unpack it. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to pretend like I'm at somebody else's house in my own house, because I don't feel like unpacking that backpack, you know. And I have my fishing stuff together. I'm going to try to get up there to fish with Gino. And of course, I guess I should probably talk to him before I can. He said we'll go fishing again in one of the comments. I'm like, okay. But, oh my goodness, dude, don't do that, man. That might break. Rock says he's got me up on the TV. You might break the TV screen, man, if you got my picture up there, man. That's holy. I know what it is, man. You got geckos and you're trying to scare the geckos. That's what it is. Oh man, take my mug off of that. Yeah, don't put me on the big screen. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe you ain't got a big screen, but man, that if I put it on my TV, that's downright frightening. Here, let me show you. It's not on. Now don't pay attention to my messy house here, but look at this. See that TV? Yeah. Can you imagine my ugly mug being up on a TV that big? That's downright frightening. Yeah, you keep laughing there, brother. Laugh with me. You know, I stumble. I get out of bed. You know, I gotta like wait a few seconds, and I stumble in there to the CR with the broken mirror because the owner. Oh, I gotta be careful. His family lives next door. The owner of this house don't do nothing to fix anything. Broken mirror in there, and I look in the mirror and I'm just like, whoa, that's scary looking, man. And it ain't the broken mirror, it's my reflection that scares me. You know, then I weigh myself and it's like, oh my goodness, I gained another kilo. All I did was look at that rice. I didn't eat it. You know, so I got, yeah, the Colonels put on a couple kilos that I got to take off again. I got to get back on that intermittent. Has anybody ever done intermittent fasting? You know, I've done it and it does work, but you got to be disciplined. And lately, man, all my self-discipline is broken down in a lot of areas, you know, and it just maybe it's because this lady's got me all twisted up. I don't know, but oh, please don't do that, Des. Oh my goodness, not on a 75-inch, man. Hold on, let me put my shirt down. I don't want to see my man boobs, man. Come on now, that's scary. Or should I dance? How do I look on the 75-inch? We'll do the Thai dance, Thai style. That's got to be frightening, man. Please take me off that 75-inch screen, man. That's downright embarrassing, man. You can probably see every little pock mark, every scar. Please don't look at the top of my head, all the scars up there. Oh my goodness. Well, see, I stayed on here long enough and look at that. Norm shows up. Norm from the land of Oz. Hey mate, back to you, Norm. Now, folks, Norm, I said this my other live stream was, when was that, yesterday, the day before? Norm's been helping a brother out like you wouldn't believe, man. He's been helping me out with watch hours. And that's, man, I appreciate that, man. I ain't gonna sit here and cry like Bellis does about it, but I will thank you. And I will do the shout out of appreciation for it. Because anybody that comes in here and hooks a brother up, man, that's great. And you deserve to be thanked. You know, I appreciate that. I can't get nobody to, I don't know, maybe I need to just shut this down. I can't get nobody to watch this stupid thing. And I think I ran out of my topics already that I was going to talk about. Oh, I did something today. Yeah, I totally forgot about it. You know, I think everybody knows now I ordered a multi-cab. And I ordered the van style, the DA64W to be exact, with the off-road package. And I've been bugging them, sending me pictures from Cebu, you know, of updates. Well, when I ordered that thing, and I didn't say nothing to anybody when I did it, but that was back on this December 3rd. So do the math, look at the calendar. It's been 8 weeks, okay? And so they told me when I ordered it, 6 to 8 weeks. Well, when you tell me something like that, I'm going to hold you to it. But I gave them a little bit of leniency. But it's been just past 8 weeks, so I hopped on my little Rawhide, my little Yamaha PG1, rode up over there to Yarrow. And I'm trying to chronicle this too, so that I can put together a whole video about this little adventure with the multi-cab. And I couldn't believe it. The manager, the owner was there, Ray. Good dude, really good Filipino dude. And he's got a nice one. And then, hold on, I can take a drink before I say this because I might choke on it. He's got a beautiful red multi-cab. He's got the words Transformer put on the front. I told him I kind of like that. I might do that on mine. He said, "Shoppy." I said, "Okay, man." And then, but he's got a real nice one. Then he tells me today. Now I know what I'm paying for mine, and I won't share right now, but I will eventually. And he said, "Yeah, I paid 600 pesos for that." I'm like, "Excuse me?" He said, "I paid 600 pesos." I said, yeah, man, because you got the means and the context. You know, he fixed it all up. But he bought his multi-cab for 600 pesos. Now, I don't know what he spent to get it fixed. Probably not much because he owns the business. But I was just like, man, nah, that's the way. I told him, I said, that's the way to get it, 600 pesos. You know, I paid a little bit more than 600 pesos for mine. But anyway, I got these pictures and the one it was rough. And I'm like, it's been 6 weeks and it hadn't even been painted yet. I'm just like, what are you guys waiting on? Yeah, and then to let them save face, I said, I get it a little bit because, when I do this video, I'll probably talk about all this again. But I said, I understand it was Christmas and it was New Year, so there's lots of times in there where they probably weren't working. But still, man, come on. I said, what's the status? So he made a phone call and he told me that they're running the motor right now, making sure their motor is functioning properly and everything. And I was like, and then I said, yeah, we didn't talk about what motor it was going to get. I said, please tell me it's not the turbo, right? Because I heard that the turbos have some issues. If you're not careful with them, you'll have issues with them. I talked to a guy, showed me his, and he was trying to give me a little tip. He goes, hey, if you buy one of these, don't get the turbo motor. And then he said, but if you do, this is what you need to do. You need to do this. I'm like, oh man, okay, yeah, I don't want the turbo. Well, dang it, mine's going to have the turbo in it. But I was talking to Ray. I said, well, if I jack this thing up, they're pretty inexpensive too. And yeah, the motor, the engine, it's like 30,000 and up, depending what you get. So minimum 30,000 pesos. But that's not that bad for a new motor in a vehicle, 4-wheel drive vehicle. So yeah, and there's a lot of things on this I didn't get because I wanted to do it later. And he even recommended to me that, hey, just do it later from shopping. It's going to be cheaper than if you buy it from me. I thought, hey, that's kudos to him for being on the up and up about that. But the reality is, I'm giving him enough money. He ain't losing anything. He definitely got his money off of me. And but this little thing, I hope it works out. And I told him in the next picture I got where they had painted it, I'm looking at it, I'm like, it better not look like that when I get it. So I said something to him today. I said, hey man, I saw that picture. I said, that looked rough, man. I hope that's not the paint job. He's like, no, we still got to do it. Like, all right, I hope so. I said, it better look good, man, because I'm vlogging this. Yeah, I told him I'm vlogging this. I said, make sure everything works, air conditioning, make sure everything works. I said, I'm counting on you, man. I told you I want mine to look like yours. Now, mine's not going to be shiny like his, but I said I want it to be as good as yours does. Because I've seen some on the lots, on his lot, where they're not. Somebody didn't do. They could have done better. I just put it that way. On the finishing work, on the paint and stuff. Some of the paint, I'm just like, man, your little kid paint that with a brush? What? Come on now. You could do. I mean, I could have painted it better than that. So I just told him. I said, just be aware. I know what I'm looking for. Don't screw me over. Just do a good job on it. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to that. He said about a week and a half because they rebuild them over there in Cebu and then they put them on a ferry and ship them over here to Iloilo. And so I hope. And the whole thing where this journey started was I was downtown Iloilo. I forget exactly where I was at. Sometime in the old town. And I saw this guy pull up, this real cute young lady that got out of one of these little vans. And they had like mud tires on it and everything, and it was like he said it's army green, but there ain't no army green I've ever seen unless it was in Europe maybe. But it was this real dark green, drab paint job, but it looked nice and it looked sharp. It looked like military urban style vehicle. I thought that's a cool looking little van, little baby van. That's cool. And this big, tall guy gets out of it. It turns out he's an American dude, and he's much taller than I am. I'm like, dude, can you fit in there? He's like, oh, yeah, man, I fit in there, no problem. Really? I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. I said, okay, well, shoot, if he can fit in there, then the colonel can fit in there. And I met it. That was the girl, was his wife, cute as a button. And I was just like, okay, and real sweet. And he was a real nice guy. I know how he got because he was just a super gentleman, super nice guy, and he had a really nice wife. And they talked to me for a bit, and then he sent me some pictures of stuff when now they actually went over to Cebu, and they ordered theirs from a different company. I'm not going to mention the name on here because I've never been in there, and but the job that was done on his was very professional. I was impressed with everything about his little van, his little multi-cap. I was like, man, I want one of these when I saw that. And then, and when he said he fit it, I'm like, okay. Now I have found out since then on the passenger side, seatbelt ain't big enough to get around my fat gut. So I'm going to have to retrofit something in there because I'm not going to take a ticket from LTO for not having my seatbelt on. You know, not after what they did to Bellis over there. Nuh-uh, I don't want that to happen to me. It's like in Thailand, they take your license, your driver's license away from you until you go pay the fine and pick it up. I hate that, but that's what they do over here to make sure people pay the fines. It ain't like in the U.S. where it's on your honor, or they'll put an arrest warrant out for you over in the U.S., you know. Okay, Norm, it will be good to see it, Colonel. I may get a 4x4 multi-cab, but need one that fits at least 3 in the cab. Well, Norm, I'm just going to tell you this. I assume you mean the whole cab, not in the front seat. It's not going to happen in the front seat. You're not getting 3 people across there. So you can get the 4-door multi-cab. I forget what they call those. But they have the one that, yeah, it's got 4 doors. And so you have 2 rows of seats. And then they got this real tiny little bed in the back, which is like worthless. But yeah, that's probably what you would have to do. Or you do the van like I did. The van, I mean, I got 2 rows of seats, and then you can put a 3rd row in there if you want, or you can put benches. I've got my own little idea of what I want to do. I'm going to see if it works. I was looking at him today, and he was showing me. He's like, "Well, you can just fold up the seats," and I'm like, "Well, now I kind of want my motorbike to go on mine, so we might have to do something a little bit different with mine. And I don't need that 2nd row of seats right now. I might do something different with mine. I got some ideas and little tricks up my sleeve, and the ideas might be crazy, but I like to brainstorm and just come up with these wild hair ideas and just throw it out there and say, hey, you know, talk about it a little bit, and I mull it over in my mind until I either decide, well, that's really stupid, Colonel. You know, you're an idiot. Or I run it by somebody else and they're looking at me like if I tell Bella, he's like, no, bro, you can't do that. And I'll start to think about it. Yeah, Bellis is right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Folks, did you hear that? I just said Bellis was right. I can't believe I said that. But yeah, he is right. He's right a lot of times in our discussions. But I don't like to admit it, but he is right sometimes. But, you know, that's a good principle with anything. You have an idea about something you're not sure, bounce it off of one of your good friends. Or bounce it off of somebody who has knowledge in that field or in that area, and they can help you out. So, and I was out looking at stereo systems and the Android head unit for in it, where I can go in there and get whatever out of the Play Store, what apps, whatnot. Yeah, I got all kinds of ideas. Whether or not I'll be able to do it, I don't know. And there's some things that I'm going to be putting in it that I can't talk about on here. But yeah, I got some little wrinkles up there, and I just got to be careful. I got to make sure everything's legal. And not everything is, but it's not where it's like, never mind. But yeah, I got some little attachments and aftermarket stuff that probably got to be careful how I install them and where I install them and things like that. But I got lights and all kinds of stuff. We'll see what happens. But it should be something fun to do, you know. I'd love to like do one up really cool and put it in a parade or something, you know, and have the beauty queens or whatever sitting on the top of it and then going down the road. I don't want to cut into the top of it, but maybe put a bench on top. I don't know. There's an idea. Make mounts where you can put a bench up there and you can sit up there and you can wave the bells. Yeah, as they go by on the parade mobile. Norm says, I'll see what your one looks like. We have our son to worry about as well. How old is he, Norm? I can't remember. I know you told us one time. How old's your son? Because in the van, you got and you can get the back seat. You need to get just a straight bench, or you can get a split seat in the back. They call it the captain's chair or whatever, but they're not captain's chairs. But they split, and one's the small seat, and then you have the wider bench, and they both fold up. Or are they the same? I thought the one was a little bit wider. But yeah, they're just little utility vehicles, and honestly, I might hate it. After I get it, I might hate that stupid thing. But for the amount of money, and I call it stupid, I don't know if it's stupid, but for the amount of money that you spend on it, why not? Give it a shot. I can still save up and eventually get that Toyota Tamaral, which is what I really wanted. But I just keep seeing these little vans. I'm just like, hey, you can park them anywhere. They don't take up a lot of space in traffic. They're four-wheel. If you get the 4x4, they're four-wheel drive. Now, I did get the bumpers put on mine, but I didn't get the winch. But I should have went ahead and ordered a winch for it and put the winch on, because I started thinking about that. If I go to James and Karen's, and it's the rainy season, and I try to get up there that road to the house, that's gonna suck, and I might have to pull the winch out and pull myself out of the mud. So I didn't want to put the winch, but I might end up having to do that. So we'll see. I don't know. It's got to be strong enough, though. I don't want this little baby shoppy winch on it. I want the real deal. But yeah, Norm, I'll be vlogging that. I want to have a good video about the multi-cab. I was trying to keep it secret, but my friends, they outed me. Just like they out me on everything. Everything I try to keep, I try to keep this girl secret, and they outed me on that. Thanks, Bellas. And yeah, it's all good. I'm just dogging you there, Bellas. No, he's 2 now. This is his son. He's 2, but will be 4 by the time I'll be driving around. 4-year-old can fit in there, no problem, Norm. Yeah, you have to get the 2 rows. So you either have to get the little 4-door. I forget what they call that one. Is that the DA17 or? I don't remember. But there's so many different configurations for those multi-cabs. So you just go in there and look at all of them, and you go talk to, like where I go, what is it, DMD? Or MDM? No, DMD. Over there in Yarrow, which is where I get in mine. And just go in there and talk to Ray. And he's on Facebook too. And I'll put all that, when I do the video, I'll put all that information out there, because he's already agreed. And I took a little bit of film today, and he agreed, stood right there and talking. Great guy. And but I want to see the finished product. I'm not going to jump on board because he's a nice guy. And I told him, I said, don't do me wrong, man. I want this thing to be good. I'm vlogging this, and I want to plug your business here. And he's plugging his business all the time on Facebook. And he was showing me some stuff and whatnot. I said, yeah, I watch your videos on Facebook and whatnot. And but at this point, yeah, I'm recommending them. If you're interested, yeah, you can go there. And there's a lot of places around. So there's a lot of multi-cab places in Mindanao. And down in Mindanao, they're doing stuff down there that they're not doing up here. Fancier stuff and pretty cool looking stuff with the multi-cabs. But you're going to spend a lot more money for that, all the customization. And I had customization done on mine, but it's not, not as much as you could have had done on it. But I opted for save the money up front and use it later to buy the aftermarket stuff that I want to put in it. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I want to have a banging stereo in there. Yeah, I want to bring my childhood. Of course, that's probably why I have that. The shooting and everything from the military and all that, but the loud music didn't help. And so, yeah, we'll see. And I've been to a couple places about audio. And maybe if any of y'all rock, maybe if you're still in here, if any of y'all know the best audio places for automobile, stereo, whatnot, head units, if any of you guys know in Iloilo the best place to go, let me know. Because I'm looking, I want to have top quality in this little thing. And because I want this to be, this is going to be the Colonels Chronicles movie, or whatever I decide to call it. But I thought about it, I want to have a Starlink Mini on that thing and everything. Maybe some solar power going into it. And, because I might want to be able to configure it to go on a trip and sleep in it. which means I got to have solar power. I got to have a battery in there so I can run my little CPAP machine and whatnot, or I can't sleep. And yeah, and so, oh, you're gonna make it into a camper? Well, not a full-on camper, but I want to be able to configure it into a camper if I decide to use it for that. But then I want to be able to tear that down or fold that stuff up and have it, be used for something else. Who knows? And there might be a little child in my future too. So Norm, I might be in the same situation you're in, my friend, if everything works out. And I don't know that it's going to, folks. Everybody's asking me about my girlfriend. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I hope it does. I'm totally smitten, and it doesn't mean everything's perfect because it's not. We still have a long way to go, but we're working it out and we're doing what we can, and stay tuned. We don't know what's going to happen. We could break up tomorrow. I don't know. You know how relationships go. You got rough spots, and if you're serious about each other, you work through the rough spots. If you're not really serious about it, then you walk away like I usually do. I just walk away because I was like, there's 1,000 more where that one came from. But that's because they're not serious either, or there's some kind of mental or something going on. And I'm here to tell you, it's not just the guys that have mental issues, man. Some of these women got mental issues. It's not just, it's all of us. You can't just say, it's just this group. No, man. And it could be in any country. They're all crazy, But I'm a little bit twisted myself, But I'm not doing anything illegal. And, I try to live, try to keep the morals up. I fail in that area, and I ain't gonna lie to you. But I still try, And, wow, we still got 13 thumbs up. 5 people in here. If you hadn't hit that thumbs up, please hit that thumbs up. I need that, folks. And look at me. I'm whining and crying like Bellas now. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Hey, if you like any of this, or if you give me the thumbs up. We'll do it like that. And, yeah, okay. Fingers crossed for you guys. Thanks, Norm. We'll see what happens, It's like any relationship. You just don't know. And I said this to Bellas earlier. I said, what is it with you guys? You guys that are married to a Filipina, and then you see another guy start courting somebody or dating one. The first thing oh man, you need to be careful, man. Oh, don't you really want to do that? I'm like, well, dude, how did you feel when you were dating yours, when people were coming up to you and saying, man, you sure you want to do that, man? The Filipinos, they're gold diggers and this, that, and the other. And what do you want to do? You want to deck them because you're like, no, mine's not like that. Well, and she may not be, she may be. You have to figure that and ascertain that for yourself. But it's funny, I told him, I said, it's funny, man. All y'all that are married to Filipinas, you look at people like me or people and others that are considering maybe dating a Filipina or marrying one or whatever situation you're in. I'm not telling you the situation I'm in, but I'm just saying. And you want to dog them out for it. Oh, man, you need to be careful. Or, oh, man, she sure is old, man. Or, man, she's too young, man. Hey, you need to be careful. As a young one, man, you need to be careful. You're like, you think we don't know that? We know you got to be careful. Now, granted, there are people, this is their first time out of their country, say it's America, first time in the Philippines, they've been watching vlogs and they've been talking to people and they think they got it all figured out, and they get over here, guess what? They ain't got it figured out. They thought they did, but they don't, because they got hoodwinked, and whatnot. It's like, I got hoodwinked in Thailand with the one, well, with both of them, really. But the one, boy, that was a grift from the get-go. And I pride myself in not trusting anybody and knowing when somebody's lying to me. And I knew some of what she was telling me was not on the up and up. But I chose, let me say it again, I chose to ignore the warning signs. I saw them all, and I knew what they were, but I didn't. I told I said, no, man, just wait. Let's wait and see. I shouldn't have waited. I knew what it was, but I chose to ignore it and keep driving on, because I was making my retirement home. I was making this huge retirement farm. I was going to sit back and grow stuff and make money off the stuff I was growing, because I planted 500 cacao trees, and I thought I'm going to be the next Milton Hershey, It's just a joke, not with 500 trees. But I wanted to supply cacao to one of the local marketing companies or whatever, get in the supply chain, And then let's see, I planted other trees, bananas, mangoes, mulberry, and then excavated this big lake. I had it excavated out and put thousands of fish in there, small fry and whatnot. And I had some in the back leg because I had 2 legs. I pulled them up. And anyway, I was doing all of this on their land, but I was doing it. I had my doing it for them. I was doing it for them. So I knew right from the get-go that all the money that I'm spending and whatnot, it's gone. And as long as you enter into the relationships knowing that, hey, if you're going to do something for this family or for this young lady or whoever, if it's a young man, if you're into that, I'm not, but just realize that once that money is out of your hand, it's gone. It's gone. You don't own that house. You don't own that land. You never will. And it's gone. Excuse me. Well, you hear that? I got dogs barking. I got cats squalling. The only thing I don't have the roosters crowing here on this area that I live in. Now, as soon as I say that, you watch we'll hear a rooster. But yeah, I don't get roosters over here too much. But the dogs and the cats, yeah. And these cats, I'm here to tell you, they drive me. I can't wait. I got to find a new place to live. And I did find a place, but the guy hasn't gotten back to me, and we'll see on that. I think I'm just going to have to call him again myself. And I've already been inside the house, looked at it. It has a big issue, but there's a lot of positives about that place too. So we'll see what happens. Let me get some of these. Let's see. Norm. Okay, thanks, Norm. Give me a like from that account. Yeah, I appreciate that, Norm. That helps me out because I was kind of stagnant there. So I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. And thank you on behalf of Bellis because I know you support him a lot. And I think that's just awesome. And thank you for coming over to my channel from there and supporting me. And whoever else in our group that you support, thank you so much. Walk in the bush, silent. Okay, and this one, thank you. Appreciate that thumbs up. Really do. Ah, Bellis, good, you're still there. Did you hear anything what I was saying, Bellis? I mean, not the part where I was dogging out, saying that you whine about everything on YouTube, but we were talking about something else. And I brought you into it because you know about it. Oh yeah, we're talking about how people, the married ones, are quick to criticize anybody else that's trying to enter into a relationship with a Filipina. That's just the way it is. Remember, you and I were talking about it, you just gotta laugh because yeah, y'all do that, and it was me. I do the same thing. I do it too. All of us are guilty, Yeah, Bella says, yes, sir. Thank you, Norm, and all. And Norm says, hey, Bellis. Yeah, I was just thanking Norm to tell him how he supports us. I know he supports you. And what a great guy, man. Appreciate that, Norm. Even if you are from Oz, it's all good. But yeah, thank you. And walk in the bush there. Have you been on my live stream before? I don't recall seeing, and if you have, forgive me for not remembering. But where are you from? Bella says, yep. I don't know. I think we're trying to protect your heart. Man, my heart's so torn up. Bella said, don't appreciate it. But, it's been stomped on, cut up, thrown down and stomped on again. That, man, brother, it is what it is, man. I enter into these things and I go in with my eyes wide open. Just like I tell my buddies that, go in with your eyes wide open. Now, he married his after I told him, dude, man, because I watched a lot of different things and he shared a lot of things to me and I'm like, why are you doing this, man? Why are you doing it? But he went ahead and did it anyway. And they're in the U.S. right now and fighting to get her necessary documents and whatnot. Still fighting. Been over there, 2 years now? Still fighting. And, it's we don't want to get into politics. But it's just crazy how they do people that try to do things legally. They just make, every time they turn out, make it difficult. But if you cross a border illegally and here's a new phone. Here, we'll hop on a bus. We'll take you over here and give you a place to stay for free. And we'll give you 3 hots and a cot. And it's just crazy, man. Then you got these other people that are spending their own money, doing everything legal. And they're making them jump through hoops and spend money. And pay an agency to help them, and and they still don't get it done any faster. It's crazy. It's a crime, man. It's a sin. It's wrong, man. What they do to these people that try to immigrate legally. Yeah, I appreciate that, Bellis, but I'm too far gone, man. Hey, Norm from Bellis. I can't do my Bellis voice. Hey, Bellis, I listened to your album the other day, or listened to the song that somebody posted up there. I think that was Norm that posted that. Somebody, and yeah, dude, it was you. I was trying to see if it was really you, or if you're using a harmonizer, or what you were using, if it was fake voice. But no, it was you, man. You could tell you were a little younger, but yeah, that was you. That was a good song too. Something about, I whine because of YouTube, I think was the name of it. No, I'm kidding. That's a good song, Bells. Brother, you can sing, man. I'll give you credit. Norm, sorry, mate. Walking the Bush is my old hiking channel. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Norm. I didn't know that. I really thought it was a troll, man. I'm like, I was reading it. I'm like, wait, let me read this first, see what it says, make sure I don't say something I shouldn't say. But for those you don't know, Norm's from Australia, and he's out in the bush. That's Australian, walking the bush. Is that like Crocodile Dundee? Which I know you Australians probably hate that guy, those movies. He's on his walkabout. Bella says, raining hard here. Well, say it ain't so, Bellas. Say it ain't so that it's raining in Leyte. And we on the north edge. I think the eye will be very bad. I heard this storm wasn't that bad. Wasn't going to be that bad, Bellas. I mean, you're going to get rain and stuff, but it's not going to be like some of the other ones we had. I heard this one wasn't going to be so bad. But I'm not there, so I can't definitively say. I don't have the stats. As HD would say, get the stats. I don't have the stats. Bella's Traveler. No. I did my own harmony. Now, it was a good song, but I'm teasing you, Bellas, about that. But on the for real, the man can sing. He's a musician. And, yeah, that's professional, man. I was semi-impressed. But really, I was just checking to see if it was really you singing, and it was. So I was like, well, okay. And he didn't lie about that like he does everything else. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, man. No, he's for real, man. I just wish he'd get rid of that Amishman's hat, man. Trying to say it's a Wyoming cowboy hat when he looks like an Amishman. That's just me. It's definitely not the hat I had when I lived in Texas twice. I lived in Texas twice, where the real cowboys are too, where the working cowboys are, I'm just digging at you, Bella. But yeah, raining hard. That's normal for late. Even if it wasn't a tropical storm or a typhoon, there's a typhoon going through, man, it'd still be raining over there. You know it, man. Later. God bless all. Thank you, Bellas. He says that, but I bet he's still in here. He wanted to see if I read that. I read it, but I bet he's still going to hang out for a little bit, just in case I say something cockeyed that he has to respond to. So, hour and 38. Let's keep going over here a little bit. We got a few more people in the house. I appreciate y'all for showing up and watching for a few minutes or however long you got. I appreciate it. Say hello. Hit the thumbs up. Tell us where you're from. I hope it's some new people. If you've been here before, welcome back, and I appreciate you for being here. There's Des back. Nothing worse than American doing an Australian accent. Dude, I can't even do it, man. I can't do it. But I can't do it. I mean, I could try to pretend, but no, it's not even worth it. My biggest faux pas was I was working in a restaurant when I was in high school. And these guys came in, they were having a meeting, and they were talking, and sounded like they had a British accent. And I went up, I think I was busting tables at that point. I hadn't moved up to cook yet, but I was busting tables. And when I was talking to them, I said, oh, you guys British? Oh my God, I thought they were going to I thought they were going to hurt me. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, well, we're from Australia, man. Don't ever call Australian, say that we sound like British or we talk like the British. That's a good way to make people mad, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh man, I stepped into it this time, but I'm like 17, 18 years old. I'm like, excuse me, you know, I'm just an American. I don't know. And by the way, you're visiting here. Get the heck out. No, I didn't say that. But yeah, he dogged me at one side down there. Man, we're from Australia. I don't know where you're from, man. And all I know is your English sound messed up to me. You know. But anyway, yeah. So now I'm like, excuse me, I hate to ask you, are you from Australia or are you British? Yeah, then they have the man. That stuff doesn't bother us. Well, did that dude at the restaurant? Man, I thought he was going to jump up and throttle me. I'll never forget that, man. Because I mean, that guy he was hot. Maybe he was just drunk. I don't know. But all right, let's see. You know, Des, some people might feel the same way about an Australian trying to do an American accent. You know, like what's that guy who was in SWAT? I think he's Australian, or is he from New Zealand? I think he's Australian. He does a perfect American accent. Most of them do. Because we're all American English. We're all mutts anyway. Now I did hear something or read something about if you, and this is why it's funny about the British people. Oh, we speak proper English. Like my friend, his wife's Thai, and she used to dog out my wife at the time and say, "Oh, yeah, you know, the Colonel, he doesn't speak English correctly. My husband's from England, and he speaks the Queen's English, and he speaks English properly. Your husband doesn't speak English properly." And it was all over. She misinterpreted the word "never mind," and she was like, "Well, my son's from England, and he speaks English, and this is what it means there." And I told her, I said, "Don't listen to her. She don't know what she's talking about. That's not what it means. But let her think that she does." And I always tell my friend, we kicked you out once, we can kick you out again. But I read this article or heard this on a video or something. But in all actuality, in the Northeast in the United States, in New England, the way they speak up there, like around Boston, the way they speak in New England is actually more truly the British accent of back then than what the British people speak now. The way the British people speak now is not even close to what it was when the colonies came to be, when they came over to the New World, so to speak, and when they came over here and opened up. But they say the people in the Northeast in the United States, they speak more like what the British people would have sounded like back in the day than the British people of today. I just thought that was amazing, you know, and it also gave me something to dig at my British friend about too, you know, because July 4th, and I've said this before, I always dig at him on July 4th, and he gives it back to me. But, yeah, we have a good time with that. Let's see where we at. See you, Bellas, just in case Norm. Yeah, just in case Norm. Now, you know what, he's probably toking on one more, taking a few more drags on that cancer stick, and yeah, he heads out pretty quick, probably. I don't even know what time it is. He's probably going to bed. Let me see what time it is. Oh, it's still early, 8:52, but he's probably still going to bed. And but it's all good, you know. And I really enjoy this YouTube thing. I didn't think I would. I thought I would hate it, but I enjoy this talking and having you guys come in here and make comments. Not getting a lot of comments this live stream, so I guess that just means I'm boring, or I'm repeating all my stories over, and you guys are getting tired of hearing it, or maybe Jenny and Lynn's still going and you guys are over there, and God bless her. If you're doing that, I think that's great. Thank you for doing that. I didn't want to take from her live stream, take away from hers by going live, but I hadn't been on here for a little. I felt like I needed to go on, and because I'm in the quest the same as Bellis is. Just Bellis is, he's just so close. I got a long way to go, and you know, he's just really, really close. So let's help him again. I'll say it again. Let's help him out. Let's see, Norm says, England is almost like the Phils, though. Instead of a different dialect, it's a different accent in the next town. Isn't that true? Man, I'll tell you what, my British friend, he had a fishing park there in Thailand. And then he had another guy came over was from like northeastern part or whatever. And I tell you what, I mean, Ian, my friend Ian, I have to listen to Ian really close. But now, see, he's from down south of London, which I never knew that either till last year. which is funny. I've known him all these years. I never knew where he was actually from. And he showed me on the map. Where I was like, oh man, I didn't know you were all the way down there. And he's like all the way down, almost on the coast of the channel. But this other guy, Pikey, he used to come over there to the fishing park trying to. Yeah, we could do a whole video just on Pikey and what he was trying to do with Ian. And that guy was something else, man. A piece of work. But he would talk, and he talked real fast. I couldn't understand a lick of what he was saying. And I look at Ian, and I'm like, what's he saying? He's like, I don't know, man. Let's tell him to say it again. And they'd say it again, and Ian would listen a little bit closer, and he's like, oh, okay, he said this. I'm like, dude, where are you? And then he told me the dialect or the accent that Pikey had. And now Pikey is his nickname, of course. And I can't remember what it was, but Ian's like, yeah, they don't know how to talk up there. Because they don't know how to speak. Because it's like a whole different language up there. I said, yeah, but it's English. He goes, yeah, it's English, but you can't understand it because of the accent. And I want to say Cockney, but it's not that. That's wrong. I don't remember what it was, but it was from the specific area where Pikey was from. And I believe it's like it would be like back in the day in the U.S. to say that somebody was from Detroit, you know, the auto builder, all that industrialized stuff. That's where Pikey was from in England. It's more of a lower socioeconomic level and not poor, just lower socioeconomic, and their values are a little bit different. And then the way they talk is completely different. And it's kind of like here in the Philippines, man. Everywhere you go, it's different, which is what Norm was saying. In Thailand, it's kind of similar. Not as much as in the Philippines, but I mentioned this the other day. Yeah, they have their different dialects and some different languages too. You know, Isan's totally different than Thai. You know. So tomorrow, I checked on the multi-cab today. I got my answer on that, and got rawhide cleaned. I spent all the cleaning him up, because it's had some filth on it, oiled the chain on it. Because, you know, somebody came on it, you changed rusty. It won't ever be rusty again. And he tried to blame that on what it was doing, which had nothing to do with it. Des, my account, or I'm sorry, not count, I can't even read. I'm like Bellas. My accent and slang, the Philippines people, they can't understand me a lot of the time. My accent and slang, the Philippines people, maybe that was this area, can't understand me a lot of the time. Where are you from, Des? Help me. I know that you probably said it at one time on one of these live streams, because I've seen you on here before. So forgive me for not remembering. I'm terrible when it comes to remembering where people are from, even names. I mean, getting better on YouTube remembering names. Oh, you're from the Oz too. Okay, you're from down there in Australia. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. This is just me now. I can listen to somebody from Australia and I can understand their English better than I can understand somebody from Great Britain, from the UK. But the Australian accent, I don't really have a hard time with it. And maybe it's because I had an Australian friend in Thailand, Tony. But no, yeah, I think y'all's accent is so much easier to understand than the British accent, especially depending where they're from in the UK. Oh my goodness, that's what I was telling you about Pikey. Yeah, I mean, dude spoke English, but you couldn't tell half the time. It was like gibberish. You're like, what? What? You know, it's like the Philippines, they go, huh? Like, if I go into Starbucks, they ask my name, I give them my real name, they're like, huh? Huh? And I go, this. And then it's like this. Oh! I'm like, oh my goodness. So like, I went in the other day with that guy, he's wanted to get a coffee there, and they're like, what's your name? I said, Jeff. And he's looking at me, because he knows it's not my name. I said, I just tell them that because it's easy. They can say Jeff, or I'll go James, Jeff, John. I went in there one day, I got a kick out. I thought this was humorous. Maybe it's not to the Filipino, but they asked me my name. I said, Rizal. I said, what's your name? I said, Rizal. They go, huh? I said, Rizal. They go, Rizal? I said, yeah, Rizal. She wrote down Rizal on there. And then it came up and said, white chocolate mocha for Rizal. course, as usual, I was the only one laughing. Let me check my time. Okay, we got a little bit longer to go. There's some of the other names. I come up with some other names where, they're just looking at you like, dude, we know that's not your name. It's like, it is today. I went into one day and I'm like, I'm going to get him. Instead of saying Alex, it's Alexander. And she's sitting there like, hey, yeah. I say, yeah, Alexander. He's writing this super long name. I was just like, I thought about pranking him a couple times, but I don't want to do that to these people. I embarrass them. You can get away with that in America, but I don't want to do that over here. But I thought, I'm not going to tell you I didn't think about it, because I have thought about it. And I said, nah, man, I can't do that. It's just really impolite. And now, if it was something that wasn't crude or whatever, I could see doing it, but most of them are crude. And but yeah, it's funny. I give them a different name, and then I'd usually tell, hey, I'm giving you a different name, and they're like, who? So the one was the one at BGC that I used to go into a lot. So the girl were like, oh, you're back. She was, who are you going to be today? So she used to start, who are you going to be today? And I'd be like, I think I'm going to be Henry, or whatever it was, But that's Henry. I haven't used that in a long time. Have I used Henry before? I don't know. My favorite one is Jeff, though, because, when I was adopted, I got to change my name. And to whatever I wanted it to be, I could change my name to. My brother changed his whole name. Me, I just changed my middle name. I kept my first name because I was just so used to being called that, and I didn't want to be called something else. Whereas my brother, he was junior, and we're from West Virginia, so his name was Wilbur Glenn. And, ever since I heard that story, Charlotte's Web, you think I wasn't going to let him live? I called him Wilbur the Pig every chance I got. Wilbur the Pig, wink, wink, wink. Oh, he hated it. So he changed his whole name, his whole cotton-picking name. And I laugh at him about that to this day. That he was Wilbur the Pig. And he made me pay for that a few times, but I thought it was funny. Oh, Henry stopped by. Thanks, Henry. Henry Broussard, thanks for coming in. How are you doing today, Colonel? Well, Henry, I'm slowly winding down. I'm going to be on here for about 8 more minutes and then probably wrap it up if I can come up with something to talk about for that long, or somebody else can come up with something to talk about. But, yeah, I'm getting a little hoarse in the throat there a little bit. But, yeah, I'm doing real well. Today I checked on my multi-cab. Because it's been past 8 weeks and I want to know where it's at. And I know it's still in Cebu. I was hoping it was on the ferry coming over here, but they told me another week and a half. They're working out. They're running the motor, making sure that there's no issues with the motor and whatnot. And which, thank you. Don't give me a piece of garbage motor. But they're so inexpensive. You can replace a motor in a multi-cab over here, relatively inexpensive. I tried to get them to tell me about the transmissions, but I don't think I ever did get a. Excuse me, I don't think I ever got an amount. Excuse me, I drank that too fast. I don't think I ever got a peso amount for what the transmission would be, but the motor, he's like 30 plus. So the minimum of 30. So I guess, I'd like to take one of the multi-cabs. I'd love to get the motor out of my AK550, the Kimco AK550, or get you a motor. I mean, they're glorified motorcycle motors that are in these multi-cabs, basically, but I'd love to put a big one in there, retrofit it somehow, you get you an 1100 or something like that, put it in one of these multi-cabs. Of course, you'd probably flip that thing over, but I'm excited. I hope what I'm getting is what I ordered, because I had high hopes, and I told him this is what I want, this is how I want it to look. And he's kind of like, well, and I'm like, look, I'm paying for it, man. But I think we're going to end up doing, I'm going to get it, and I'm probably not going to be happy with everything on it. And there's other things I'm going to have to do aftermarket and do customization somewhere else, and maybe have people retrofit, fabricate, do whatever, or I might do some of it myself to get it to where I want the final thing to be. And so when I pick this up, there's going to be some things missing. Like there's no sound system. I told them, don't put a radio in it. Don't put a sound system in it. I'll put my own. So there won't be anything in there. And I did that intentionally. So all I want the transmission to work. Now, I got an automatic one because I don't want to mess with the clutch. I can drive stick shift. I drove a Porsche back in the day, so I can drive a manual transmission car. And but I didn't, as the arthritis and I progress in age, uh, I don't want pushing that clutch in to cause me problems with my left knee. This is the one that really bothers me. So I just get the automatic, yeah, and we'll see. But I still got the 4-wheel, the 4x4. So hopefully this thing's going to be all right. What I'm not looking forward to here in Iloilo is having to actually sit in traffic. Because when I'm on a motorbike, I don't sit in traffic, generally speaking. Because that thing's so narrow, I can, get around most things. Or get through, zigzag through, and get over to where it's a clear shot, where I can pass all the cars and get to the front of the line. So that's the only thing I'm going to regret about driving a multi-cab. Yeah, I won't have to worry about getting wet anymore, but I got to find parking. Now I got this little baby van because I knew it would be easier to park. But I got to sit in the Iloilo traffic, and I know it's going to drive me bananas because I'm not used to sitting in traffic anymore. So it means my patience, I got to work on my patience again, not get stressed out, and things like that. But there's other reasons why I got this multi-cab and or why I ordered it, and got my own reasons. Some I'm looking to my future. But in all honesty, I was saving up for a Toyota Tamaran. But then I saw that little van that guy had. I said, you know what? I've already got the money for that. I'm just going to get it. Now, one part of me says, well, you should just kept saving, man. You had been so close right now. I'd have been so close right now to having the money for the Tamaran, that I could have done it. Because a new Tamaran, if you pay cash, is only like 1,025,000 pesos. So $17,000, whatever that is. It's cheap. You're getting a full-size pickup truck. They're a little odd looking, but I kind of like that odd look. Norm says, that's the fun part. That's the fun, but finding out things to change to make it how you want it. I always prefer manual, though. Well, I prefer manual for several reasons, Norm, but as you get older, or as I'm getting older, and I have arthritis flare-ups, and I ain't gonna lie to you. When it flares up, it's painful. And I almost get to the point where I feel like I can't walk. I definitely can't go up and down steps. Now lately I've been okay, but there's some days where I can't hardly even walk. Or if I sleep the wrong way in the bed, oh my goodness, I wake up, it's throbbing. The arthritis in it's just throbbing in there. And I'm like, how did that happen? I slept the same, but either I turn something while I was sleeping or my knees hit together. Because if somebody hits it, I'm done for a while. It hurts, and I got to take medication to get rid of the pain and the flare up. Because when it flares up, it flares up. And I was concerned with it pushing on the clutch all the time that it would cause the arthritis to flare up. So that's why I went with the automatic. And it's the same thing with the motorbikes. Huh? Old Rawhide, this PG1, this Yamaha PG1 that I'm driving, it's not automatic, but it's just about automatic. It might as well be. You let off the throttle and you change the gear back on the throttle. And what I noticed is if you push it down and you let up slowly and you mesh it like it was a regular old manual transmission bike, it works best. It works the best way. Instead of just changing it and then popping it, can wear and tear on the chain, everything else. But yeah, it's almost like driving an automatic, man. Because you have no wired clutch, it's all inside. And yeah, so got where I was going with. I don't know what I was talking about. That's crazy. Let's see. Norm says, I was almost thinking about a Suzuki Jimny. Been there, done that. But a little too crappy for 1.2 million. I understand why you want an auto, though. Yeah, and you know what? Let's talk about the Suzuki Jimny for a minute. I love the looks of those, but they're just not practical, man. And you can't haul anything in them, but they look cool, don't they? And initially, I was told, and I did some research on this too, the worst fuel worst fuel consumption in the Philippines. The Jimnys, they don't go very far on a liter of fuel. And I'm like, well, that's not worth it. You'd be in a fuel station all the time. But now I understand the new ones out, they fixed that, and they're a lot more economical. So then I started thinking about, I'd love to have one because they just look cool. down in a little box. Looks like the old Ford Broncos. And I was just like, it's just a cool looking vehicle. But then I had to stop myself, pause, and think, wait a second. What can you do with that thing? And I was like, you can't haul anything. You can't buy anything. It won't fit inside. So really, you're just buying it for the Jimny name, and it's 4x4, and it looks cool. It's a cute little vehicle, cute little four-wheel drive vehicle. But that's it. You know, you can't go pick up a TV, a big TV or anything like that. You can't get a refrigerator. Now in the van, in the van I can get a TV, big TV, but as long as it's not too big. But so that's why I went with what I went, and why I also I still want the Toyota Tamaran, because I can move myself in it. If I had a pickup truck like that, I can even move my refrigerator, which is pretty tall, you know, laundry machine. Now I can get my laundry machine in the multi-cab, probably, I think, even though I have a pretty big size laundry machine. But my refrigerator, no way, it's not fitting in there, you know. So you need a flatbed open. That's why I thought too, maybe they're cheap enough. I'll just buy another multi-cab because they're cheaper. The flatbed multi-cabs are actually cheaper than the vans. But anyway, it's fun to talk about that stuff and dream, you know, and I can do this, do that. You know, it's fun to talk, you know, that's the fun of it, customizing it, adding things to it, taking things away, fabricating. You know, I was telling, I was saying on here earlier, or somebody, I got to fabricate the seat belts because I don't think they won't fit around my fat stomach. At least in Bellis's multi-cab, his doesn't fit around my stomach. I have to like hook it over it here underneath my belt or whatever to hold it in place, so when we drive by the LTO, they don't stop us and give us a ticket for not wearing our seat belts. Norm says, I had a soft top Suzuki Sierra back in '87. Then a Suzuki Vitara or Vitara after that. It was lots of fun, but not much comfort. Hiluxes aren't that much more, but only 2x4. Now, I had a 4x4 Hilux. I had a Toyota Hilux Revo in Thailand. It was 4x4. That was an awesome vehicle. I hated to get rid of it. I wanted to bring it here to the Philippines with me but the steering was on the wrong side, so it was prohibited. They won't even let you entertain the idea. So I had to sell it. But that was one of the best pickup trucks I've ever had, and I've had many pickup trucks over the years. But that Hilux Revo, man, yeah, that Toyota Hilux Revo, that was an awesome vehicle. I didn't like the front end. I thought the front end looked like a duck boat. You know, I didn't like it at all. But and I wasn't happy with the inside. But the mechanical part of that vehicle, man, that thing was awesome. And I used the four-wheel drive. It got me out of a jam a few times. You know, I just put it down in a four-wheel low or high, depending on the situation, and it got me out of, you know, I never had to get towed out or pulled out or pushed out. That thing, it had the torque and everything to get you out of just about every jam that you were in. Now my daughter had she had that Giro, like the Suzuki's that, it might be the one, is it not the Vitara, maybe it was the Suzuki Sierra. I don't know, but it's basically kind of the same vehicle, and she had one. I remember driving that one time. The wheelbase was so short. We went around a curve. I thought I was going to flip it over in that curve because I wasn't used to that short wheelbase and being so high up. So it's going to be the same thing with this multi-cab I got, because I got the off-road package. So it means bigger tires and the mud type tires. But I also put I told her to put a 2-inch lift kit in it. So it's going to be a little bit higher, which is probably dumb. It's going to make it that much harder for me to get in and out of it. But I liked the look, and I told her to put offset wheels on it. So we'll see what happens. I hope it looks as good as what I'm hoping it does, and I'm hoping they didn't just throw a bunch of junk together, weld a bunch of junk together, and then try to pawn that off on me, because I'm not going to be a happy camper if that's the case. So I'm hoping that everything is on the up and up. The other thing too is, I told my girlfriend, hey, if I don't like that color, I might change it to a really dark gray color, maybe a matte or flat dark gray. Matte gray would be better, or that denim finish, but a real dark gray. think it was gray black. If I don't like the black color that I picked out, but we'll see. We'll see. It's. I probably will be away when it comes in, and I'll have to go over there. I told him I'll just have to come over when I get back. But I said, send me a message when it shows up. 'Cause I'm going to send him a message, send me pictures, because I can look at the pictures, and if I ain't happy with what I do, I ain't happy, you know. But like I said, most stuff on that, if I don't like it, instead of causing problems with them, you know, unless it's something major, it's just minor. I told him, I said, I'll just go get it. I'll get it redone. If it's upholstered, I'm already going to have to make the seats a little bit thicker, the padding on it, because of my arthritis in my hips and my back. So, you know, it is what it is. All right, folks, we're 2 hours and 5 minutes, almost 2 hours and 6 minutes. It's still early, but I'm going to get off here. We're at the bottom, and I don't want to just keep repeating myself just for the sake of talking. But thank you, everybody that came in here. There's still 6 of you here. I appreciate you. There's 18 thumbs up. I appreciate that too. And I'll try to do better next time with the topics. What happens, I had my topics, but I went through them so quickly, didn't have a lot of response when I did it. So I'll try to get better with that and come up with something a little more substantial, a little more entertaining. I really wanted to do split screen with Bellis tonight is what I wanted to do, but I knew he wasn't into it tonight, wasn't able to do it. And that's all good, you know, and in all honesty, if we did it, he should have been the one to do it so that he can get the hours that he needs. I'll get mine whenever, it's all good. But last plug for Bellis, you know, go over there and watch his long form videos. Watch his videos. Don't have to watch the shorts, you know, whatever, but, or the lives. Or if you want to watch replaying the lives, I think he gets credit for that. But watch his long form videos and whatnot, and let's push him to the end. He's so close, and he's just going to be ecstatic when he gets it. He's going to be downright unbearable. That's what he's going to be like. But I'll be happy for him anyway. Until next time, folks. Thanks for stopping by. Let me get these last 2 comments here. You have a good night, Colonel, from Henry Broussard. Thank you, Henry. And Norm says, good night, mate. Catch you later. See you, everyone. Thanks, guys. Until next time, folks, stay safe. God bless. And the Colonel is out.